Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our deciding game number 3. Am I good here?
Yeah, our camera is lacking focus.
Yes,
Sort of like our producer.
Got him.
Easy.
Game 3's up, guys. It's DC versus Unknown. Unknown have finally dropped a game to DC, and they're 3 for 4 here, Greg. They took the last series 2-0. Let's see. Can they go all the way this time? DC are going to give away a Doom.
Well, they lost.
Last time a team did this, we saw how it turned out. Brood is available if DC want to go for something spicy like that, nice and early. But they say we'll play the Alchemist. This has been largely a game losing hero.
Yeah, like I feel like DC have just lost with this hero.
Yeah, let's get some stats. I'm curious. Not only for DC, but I'm actually kind of curious in general what the hero's win rate is, because I feel like it can't actually be that high. Unless the games that we've been casting are just all aberrations.
Well, let's take a look here. That is not even close to correct. Well, there is no way that DC have only played one game with Alchemist. I feel like I've seen UR play it at least twice.
Can we get a real statsman on the case, Greg?
Templar Assassin.
It's tough out here, LD. All right, I can definitely tell you how good Doom is. That's one thing that even I am capable of.
We're trying to use not.today here. So no, I'm going to grab the TA for a tune. Nice pickup.
61%.
61% win rate. And this is a hero that is getting like first phase picked or banned almost every game.
Yep.
So it's a hero that teams, when they allow it through, are giving it away for a trade or trying their best to hard counter pick him. And he's still 61%. That's pretty insane.
I'm going to request some reinforcements here.
Mop packs, please, to the rescue.
I mean, when I try to use not.today, it just does not work. So
it hates you, Greg. So they get the attuned T8. They're gonna ban Centaur. Now this is something Winter has often talked about, and that I saw firsthand when Doom was actually being picked a lot in the past, was that Stampede is a great counter to Doom, because unlike a lot of the other things that are in theory good against it, Stampede has a really low cooldown. So you always have Stampede up to whenever Doom is up, unless you've wasted it on something else.
Yeah, so as soon as your teammate gets doomed, you just hit the R button, and then hopefully everyone runs away, and then you heal him a little bit somehow, and he lives.
You imagine if you get the Ags, you even reduce the damage that those heroes are taking. So I definitely like the Centaur ban. Not sure if it's actually something DC would have gone for, but it also serves as nice setup for the Ice Blast. So all across the board, a good choice. Now, as for DC, they try to ban the roaming supports, the Night Stalker, the Bounty Hunter, but that still leaves Tusk available, potentially for Unknown, something they love to run. And we'll see what they want to grab here going into phase number 2. You can try to stop Unknown from roaming on your mid, but I feel like they still find a way to do it no matter what.
All right, well, unfortunately, we're not going to get any better stats because either unticketed games or unparsed data, but I feel like Digital Chaos, their one game that is on record, they lost with Alchemist, but I feel like I've seen a couple, and I think they've lost.
It's not just DC, it's Alchemist in general, honestly. Like, Alchemist in general has just been so underwhelming as of late. I mean, maybe that's just because teams have gotten better at figuring him out, or teams aren't running him well. He's got a 55% win rate, but I feel like every game that we've cast lately, he's been a game-losing hero.
I think people have figured out that, you know, if you control the runes, you control, you know, the stacks, then he's pretty mediocre.
What are his last 10 games looking like? 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you look at the last 10,
he's 4-6 in his last 10 games across all regions.
Yep.
Small sample size, but all right. DC pick number 4. They got the Spirit Breaker. I do like Buryu on this hero. We've talked a lot about it. Seems like he's just more comfortable in that role.
5 seconds remaining.
And they'll be looking for their. Is it Yawar that plays the Alch for them, or do they switch TC over to the mid lane when they grab this?
Yawar. Well, in the past it was Yawar, but
so as far as Yawar, so it is Yawar then. Okay, I was gonna say there's things like Queen of Pain still out there. If they wanted to run a safe lane Alch, which we don't really ever see, Wind Ranger's also available.
My biggest problem with Yawar and Alch is it just does not feel like a Yawar hero at all.
He definitely feels like he wants to be fighting in the mid game.
Yeah, playmaking, fighting. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if they rotated TC over or something, or did something a little bit different to give Yawar a hero he's more comfortable on. They also second picked the AA, which when you pick the Alchemist, AA is one of the best heroes against it. So
Well, this is generally where you look for an eggs hero. Razor hero that can be fed in early eggs.
pretty good. It's not.
A less conventional one, but someone who can also dominate a TA, so maybe they do switch up the lanes.
I think that'd be interesting, and
Also good against Doom. Razor's not... I mean, he's not bad against Doom. And if you get off your... If you static link and pop your ult, it doesn't really matter if you're doomed. Those things still persist. So.
Team ban.
Unknown will grab the Storm, though, and this
has been a hero that they've gone back and done this a couple times.
I think you banned Silencer here. Silencer's dirty with Storm Doom. If they're worried about... If Unknown feel like they can get away with it for the mid-game.
So, I guess most likely... Well, almost no matter what, basically, this is going to be an offlane Doom in some capacity.
It's definitely an offlane Doom.
But the question is, do they safe lane the Storm or do they safe lane TA?
And does Unknown ban Brood Mama this time? They have much better heroes to hunt a Brood. So I don't feel it's as essential, but it's still Brood Mother.
Still very annoying to play against.
And Storm's also decent against Spider Lane, so Unknown may... No, they're just...
No.
They're
They're
like,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
no,
that may be
no,
true. No, fuck
no,
it. Ban in the
Brood.
Brood.
No more Brood. I mean, even if you have the tools to play against that hero, it's still very annoying sometimes, and you have to dedicate a lot to it, and it can really wreck your overall game plan when you're spending that much time trying to do something that specific. So
The other thing is that Alchemist had a really low win rate in NA, or in America specifically during the qualifiers. I think in Europe he was like 9-2 or something. He had a good win rate in Europe. He had a terrible win rate in the Americas region. That was the other thing that comes to mind.
he sure did.
3-9.
25%.
3-9, 25% win rate.
So maybe Ag's greed is just
Oh,
not the
DC
way.
going with the Enchantress this time around. Interesting.
And this is going to be an off lane for Bulba.
So it's the Alch mid, the Razor safe lane, the Enchantress off lane for Bulba.
They just beat Enchantress with the Doom.
And there's a lot of nuke damage as well.
What
There's
are
Storm.
I don't get why you'd pick Enchantress against the hero that it just lost against.
Maybe they have a different idea for Ench.
I'm not inspired.
Even
by
with
it.
TA, she doesn't do a bunch of small auto attacks. She does one big bursty meld shot that drops your HP by half off the bat.
This does not seem like a great Enchantress game, but I also doubted the Enchantress the last time DC picked it, and it was one of the only games they won, so
That's a fair point.
we'll see if it works a little bit better.
Lich
But
gonna have your mana.
yeah, and then they just picked
The Lich Doom dual lane, so...
Lich will wreck Enchantress.
Well, I think Lich is gonna be with the Doom. Off lane. He can move, though. Like, he can just rotate depending on how the lanes are going. And yeah, of course, you've got the Froststormer.
So they are going to put TC in Elk. I think that makes a lot more sense. It's not a UR hero. He did not play well on it. TC
So
is
TC
gonna be
mid,
on it.
Razor, safe lane for UR? We'll see. I guess they could run safe lane Alk and put the Razor mid. Bit of a better... I mean, Alk's not even that bad against TA because of the acid spray. So
Yeah, he's
I
fine.
I think
you want to have mid just so you have access to both bounty runes.
I think it's Alk mid, but...
Yeah.
Because DC do occasionally switch up TC and UR's lanes.
Yeah, I am on board with that.
10
And
seconds remaining.
since I requested reinforcements from Mod Packs, he has given them anyway.
5 seconds
If you
remaining.
play both Tusk and Doom, your chances of winning are fairly good, as it is 13-6 so far. But OP heroes are OP is really the solution to that one.
Yep, I would agree. The brilliant insights from Mott Packs, as always. Thank you, buddy. So here we go. Teams already getting into position now. Deciding game 3. Losing team down to the lower bracket here. In Summit America's action. And Z-Talk with the all chat.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I was talking to Gods about this, and he thinks that it's an intentional strategy by a lot of teams to just all chat and even to BM DC at time because they're trying to exploit their
Tiltability.
their tiltability, exactly.
Patented that one.
Well, in this case, they're being relatively nice, but you know, we saw it in the qualifiers with the as they're about to win, a couple last parting shots and comments about lag, implying, "Yeah, we're laggy like crazy. We
200
still
King
beat
still
you."
dumpstered you. Get wrecked.
Well, who knows for sure? We're not in the unknown war room, but definitely seems like a
30
possibility.
seconds to
Bubba,
battle.
Bobo. I think this is Z-Talk's best hero, personally, though. He's a really good Tusk. So I'm always worried whenever I see it. I don't know. I haven't seen them run Bounty Hunter, but I feel like maybe you ban the Tusk over the Bounty. versus this team.
All right, well, Bulba just BM'd in Spanish. I'm not sure what he said, but that's a lot of XDs. I don't know what
Are
that
you sure
means.
that's
Or
BM?
it's sorry, it's Portuguese. Or no, it's Spanish.
All right,
I
producer
think it's
Rob.
Spanish.
We want translations.
Yeah, added job description, translator.
Nice memes.
2 LDs. God damn it. I can't even spam in the game.
All right. Here we go. A tune going to be on the TA.
Yeah, and they did get the bounty rune for TC.
Ah, yeah. Lost track of that with all
Yeah,
the,
you can see his towering net
the
worth.
jabber.
Disgusting.
Yeah, look at the alchemist bar.
It's fair. Fair and balanced.
You see off to a nice start here mid as well. Getting those 2 early creeps. Not too shabby against the TA. He opted for boots first though. Did not go into the quick bottle. A little bit more of a... Well, just to... Honestly, I don't think you really need the bottle. So I kind of prefer this build.
Yeah, I think when you get that... I definitely agree with you. I think you can wait on the bottle. I think something else first is better. Boots in this case is fine.
Charge comes in top. They're going to make their go off the bat onto Kataro. Quick charge. No points in the greater bash just yet. So only a little bit of harassment. That means they leave War bottom. Up against the dual lane. They have a stomp creep. There is kill potential level 2 here. War needs to be careful. Trying to farm up those boots before that moment emerges as Bulba begins to dive Hoshimiki. Going under the tower. Deep pressure applied. Just forcing Kataro to tank a lot of creeps. And meanwhile, TC just muscling up mid lane. Some confident movements early on, and now they make their go. Charge comes through, but the Remnant spam is going to be here. Might be able to turn this one around. Bulba walks into the Remnant, takes a lot of damage, starts healing. Continuous Remnant spam, but now he's out of mana. And Kotaro in danger, almost finishing off Bulba. First blood goes the way of DC, but the trade is quickly there. 1 for 1. They force out the Tusk TP. There is no charge. It might be a 2 for 1. And with that, unknown, it will be a 2 for 1, equalizing things and getting a lot of levels for their supports. But the good news is that they do kill off the Storm, and on the side of Unknown, they're forced to rotate, so a little more space here for your Razor safe lane.
Yep, and mid lane is actually going fairly well for UR, considering that some players have definitely struggled with this matchup just because of the strength of Acid Spray. So, looks like he's doing just fine so far.
Oh, TC, you mean?
Yeah, or, sorry, yeah, TC. Not
So
UR.
used to seeing UR mid as
Yeah.
well. I didn't even think about it for a second. Oh, uh-oh. TC in a bit of danger here. They've got the snowball, the shards available as well. He's rolling for it and sucks in the TA. A quick grab and TC down.
Spirit Breaker's coming in, but I think it's going to be a bit too late. Not sure.
Z-Talk just
what
does,
she can do
he
here.
just does work on this hero. Rotates top, cleans up and gets a second kill. Rotates mid, gets another kill. And of course, they did drop a sentry earlier, so they knew there was no Radiant Ward unless there's something like up in this area. But actually, now a ward gets planted. Unfortunately, not there in time.
Bot lane, UR is securing his farm pretty well, considering he's been getting, not really dual laned, I guess, but he's been getting harassed.
He does. Oh, he does have boots now. Okay, I was gonna say they might go for him, but not an easy kill when he's got boots. AUI meanwhile doing the triple pull through, so he gets up to level 3. Very efficient play. Definitely AUI strength. If he's not forced to fight early, he can just focus on the jungle game. Tends to do extremely well.
Up top lane, Bulba, beyond that first death, is doing pretty well for himself. I was trying to remember what items he built last time that he played this, but I don't really remember. Ags, I mean, I think pretty much always you just get 1 or 2 items. You get, like, you know, your full boots, build 1 item, and then you get Ags. Drums, I think, is usually the most normal item just to give you a little bit of extra HP because you do not have a lot of durability. You want to build up that HP to protect yourself against those strong nukes.
Look at this. Oh, charge towards the top burn. TA already level 6. TC only level 4. He got... I know he got the last bounty rune, but he's really far ahead. Just 9 denies, I guess. The Alka's also been spending a lot of time chasing after runes and not getting them. Let's see. Has he been stacking?
Dude, 1 stack.
Triple stack there.
Nice little camp there.
But the tune is really wrecking. 27 and 10.
Z-Talk is looking to create us a little bit more space in the mid lane as well, and they snag the courier. The Radiant courier.
Huh. Did it die to the tower?
Kind of a weird place for the Radiant Courier to be.
I didn't actually see what killed it.
I don't either. No clue.
Looked like it was out of tower range, but maybe it took some shots on the way in.
Yeah, if it was flying away.
Uh-oh. Kataro, you're in pretty far, my friend. There's no mana for a charge. Bulba almost able to solo kill him. Just constantly auto-attacking, even with the 6 armor on Storm, just slowly but surely being brought down. And meanwhile, you are also getting aggressive. So these two side lanes, the struggle continues for an Unknown. Really, only the mid lane going well right now. But boy, is it going well. 34 CS at 5.5 minutes.
And if you, I mean, I guess if you had to pick a hero to do well, it'd probably be the TA. He's a little bit worse at coming back, but beyond the stacks. And Yawar just looking like he steals some damage and smacks down Z-Tuck.
So Tusk gets killed off. Yawar, I think, still had the plus damage when that happened.
Yep.
It's like a truck.
Now the nuke's starting to get leveled up for the Lich. He also does have an early point in Frost Armor. This has gotten a lot more common, but a lot of the offlaners that we're seeing have a little bit more right-click or higher range. So we've seen Frost Armor against Prophet, now we're seeing it against Enchantress. Just gives your carry and your support a little bit of extra durability when they're trying to fend them off.
So a difference now in the TA gameplay as well. Last game we saw, or sorry, game 1 it was, where the Ancients were constantly warded by Unknown, and they really shut down the TA, but these have not been warded, so DC are allowing Attune to look to get further ahead.
Yeah, and that big stack of Ancients is what let you quickly get that Desolator as Bulba gets initiated on in the top lane, but yeah, that's what happens when you try to right-click an Enchantress.
Oopsie. Quick moment for a pause here.
Be back underway shortly.
So one thing that was interesting is they actually stacked this camp on the Tusted. And normally, like, why is he stacking for the enemy? But he's just looking for a better creep for the Doom, I think. Did not get an Alpha Wolf, though. Only got a Mud Golem, which is...
Still okay.
It's okay. I think it's better than Centaur in general.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the mana cost.
But for sure.
Plus, you get to split.
Plus at the
Nice
end,
cute little
you get
golems.
the little Doomlings.
Little useless things. No, Doomling's the courier, dude.
Yeah, I know, but that's what we just call them.
Golemlings.
They're small. But yeah, but they look like Doom.
Do they?
Yeah.
How so?
When they're literally small Dooms. When they split.
Okay. They always die so fast.
They were in their last game. That happened once. They even have the cosmetic.
They died in like
They have the same
3
cosmetics
seconds.
and everything.
They died in like 3 seconds.
Just a little version of Doom. I wonder if they remember to code that.
So do they
into
use the
game.
courier model for them?
No. I just call them that. It's like it's literally just a smaller version of your hero,
Okay.
and they're called like Doom Golems or Doom Shards or something.
Gotcha.
Like that.
I never noticed because they always just die right away.
Yeah. So my question is, the first time that they brought that feature into the game, do you think they remembered to code in the Doom interaction? I feel like that's something you would forget.
Probably not. That seems like an obscure mechanic that would be quickly forgotten.
Yeah.
Damn!
God, what? 2-clicked. Jesus.
What a hero.
Half her HP is gone.
And nobody can really punish this Enchantress in the laning stage. So Bulba pulling up in CS. 3 of the top 4 farmers are on the Radiant side. Still TA. Attune having the easiest possible time. Now TC off to the jungle. He is not going for the Radiance rush now. Gets treads. Grabs the Sage's Mask. Looks like a medallion may be the choice as Ryok is busy stacking. He wants an Alpha Wolf, and he's gonna get it. Nom 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 nom. Delicious.
There now becomes the Reign of Doom, where you just hit the W button and start killing heroes.
He's gonna go Midas, though, it looks like. Maybe. I mean, maybe treads, but normally not the Doom boots.
I think it's probably fine. He's getting decent farm.
I'm a little worried about how well the TA is doing.
Yeah,
mid,
TA is,
if I'm
I
DC.
think, going to take over this game. Alk is below the TA in net worth and still has a stack of Ancients.
Doing TA things. Going to stack the Ancients now, like you said. Maybe gonna... Oh, are they gonna smoke? They do not have a smoke.
Just having a little
Oh, it's coming on the courier. No?
Nope.
Just a wand. Okay, just wanted to say hi. They'll have the support stack so that TA doesn't have to miss any creeps. But I just can't help but keep on watching this top lane where there's just no ability to harass Bulba whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, Bulba has a lot of these occasional unconventional picks. And over the years, I feel like he's continually had these, and this is definitely one of them. And when it works pretty well. In this game, for now, it's working. Later, he is going to have to deal with Doom. He's going to have to deal with a TA that can potentially take away more than half his HP in one hit.
Uh-oh. They found Tusk, but Tusk has a little friend. Her name's the Templar Assassin, and she's chasing. AI jukes into the trees, and they bring in the backup. Acid Spray on cooldown, though, so they're not going to have that damage over time. This allows the TA to walk in onto Buryu and finish him off quickly. Turning, perhaps, trying to find the Ancient Apparition. Doesn't seem like they will, and the Tusk also going to drop. So 1 for 1. The TA collects a kill. And to me, it's... Yeah, Razor getting a kill is slightly annoying, but giving TA kills is very scary.
Yeah, I mean, TA is almost at the first Desolator component. She's very farmed.
And they did get the triple stack.
But she takes the
Actually,
stack,
sorry, that's a
this is
quad
gonna get-
stack, right?
This is going to
That's a
get
quad
ugly. I think
stack.
it's hard to tell, but I think it is.
I see 2 big beefy boys. So yeah, that's a nice little quad stack for your Templar Assassin. Time to go farm it.
Yeah, there was a charge there for a bit, but canceled again by Buryu, and now it's time to take down the stack.
No Radiant Vision. Again, this is something that DC
I'm
was
surprised
not allowed
that,
to do in
yeah,
Game
I'm
1.
surprised that they let them get away with this. Feels to me like this is, I mean, everyone does this now. You know they're going to do it.
Spearbreaker's a pretty good support for shutting this down as well, because he's so tanky that he can at least get up the hill and drop a ward. Not to say Unknown wouldn't D-ward. Of course, that's definitely possible, but they're not even trying to.
Yeah, they didn't even attempt to shut down the TA, and as a result, he's going to have a Desolator here very shortly.
Okay, so TC is going Radiance. You just stopped off for Treads, got a casual Sage's Mask, but now up to 2,900 gold. So looks like it is going to be a Radiance.
Traditional build for Alec, and with TC playing it this time, I think it makes sense, and gets another stack. God.
Dirty. TA is even with Alk, by the way. That's
and
crazy. And he's going Greed Max.
Halfway already to the second Mithraheimer for Desolator.
Oh, Z-Talk wanted to get Ryo and snowball him over the charge, but the charge comes now. Doom used on Buryu. Interesting target. Now Chain Frost. Yeah, suck on that. Oh, poor guy.
Well, convincingly killed after 2 ultis. Rain down
We got
upon
the
him.
Spirit Breaker,
Yeah,
guys.
got him.
Meanwhile, bottom tower was taken down. Yawar being given an empty lane, basically, but I feel they're going to have a TA problem.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a TA problem as well. This TA is just reigning supreme, nearly in terms of farm, and he's just going to do so much damage. I mean, the AA is going to die instantly. The Razor is going to get killed pretty quickly, I think. Even if he...
And I'm curious to see how good is the Enchantress even going to be. Oh, Z-Talk! Almost caught there. The charge from Buryu is coming. He's committing for it. He's got the backup of Yawar here. There is a snowball available. Can he get it up? No, but now Yawar getting chunked down by the TA.
That's not worth it.
And that is before items start coming out for
He
this
actually
fella.
has a Desolator at like 12 minutes. He's going to kill his stack and have a Desolator.
And they can go Roche. They have Frost Armor. This is easy.
Disgusting.
I really
I
think
think
you
TA
have
is
to
just going
pressure.
to take over the game.
Yeah. I do think you have to pressure the Ancients more, but
The other
I've
thing-
seen so many teams try to do that and still be unable to stop her, so it's never...
Yeah.
You send 3-4 heroes in, all of a sudden you give up kills and they still get the Ancients, so it's never easy.
My biggest problem with letting the TA get farmed like this is that they don't have a hero like Doom to, like, you know, basically win the game for them in these fights. Like, they don't have any way to shut down the TA, and she's gonna get super over farmed.
That's a 12-minute Deso, like
Yeah,
you said.
that's insane.
I wonder what the fastest Deso timing
That
with
has
this
to be-
build as well, because he went Treads and completed the wand
Yeah,
first.
that has to be up there.
Oh, hey, what a time for this rune. More ancient farming.
God, he's just gonna start running against some people now.
The best part is now the supports get the lanes. SR forever. Well, not a support, but Kataro's going to take over mid. Ryok can stay bottom, and top lane will be given to the Tusk, who does need his level 6. Won't be surprised to see this Templar Assassin rotate towards that lane. Maybe goes home to heal and then makes a TP.
Yeah, but with this haste rune, someone's gonna die.
And now they have a ward, but the damage is already done.
Too late. You missed it.
Chain Frost the bounce
Oh.
and balling forward onto TC. Chemical Rage on cooldown. He's very close to Radiance. What a time to get a kill. Maybe punished on the way out. Kataro, a little bit of a misstep there, but able to jump and dodge. Now the Lich is going to tank something. They may lose both heroes to Bulba, who's been asked to do the lion's share of the heavy lifting, but TA has arrived.
Oh
First shot, Bulba. Nice untouchable. It is enough to prevent the second follow-up attack, and it will be enough to save his life. But you can see
Look at that.
just how scared he is. Buryu, though.
Don't think so. I don't think so.
Yep. That just happened.
He still has the haste rune.
It's going to
still
wear off
running
soon,
amok.
though. AUI.
Oh, God. Just the casual right click taking away your quarter ruby.
Because see, that's the thing. Well, and the other thing is that eventually TA is going to get a BKB, and at that point your untouchable is useless anyway. So to me, it's very much a mid-game window where the Enchantress can even hold her own against TA.
I mean, to me,
unless she gets a hex, then maybe you can go later.
To me, the weirdest thing about DC in this game is that they didn't learn their lesson against the TA. I mean, I think it's pretty easy to say that that the TA basically won Unknown a ton of games in the Frankfurt Major.
Oh yeah,
especially against DC, and still they don't have a good answer to it. Like, I don't know. But some information from our producer. This is the 4th fastest Desolator in all patches. Is that also for all heroes? Wow. So all heroes, all patches, 4th fastest.
Is it the fastest for TA, Rob? I'm not sure if we can find that data, but that would be extremely interesting. And the other thing to bear in mind is that was not really a Deso rush.
Yeah, he didn't rush it. He just got so much farm. Like, that's a normal
He got
TA
shreds and a wand plus the
And
Wraith
Band.
Band that he started with.
That's a dead. 3rd fastest for TA.
So I mean, I think it's pretty telling that 3 of the top 4 Deso rushes are TA.
Who
with
else
the
really rushes the Desolator? Like
That's-
Weaver, maybe? Lone
Yeah,
Druid
I
is the
guess
other
everyone
one?
else who
Oh,
does
God.
is squishy, so they have to get other items first. Yeah, okay, that's maybe not that telling. Still very fast though.
Yeah, he's still fast. It's still
Ahead
gonna
of
be
net worth,
clicking down some heroes.
ahead of the Alchemist in terms of net worth.
And
Has
now he's
the-
a Blink Dagger. God, 2 minutes later.
This team is terrifying. I feel like one of these 2 carry players is just always going off, if not both.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then you've got Ryo, who occasionally has his just monster games, as like the offlane clock we saw last time around. I really think Unknown could,
It's like
could make a
actually good.
run.
Yeah,
at
they're
Frankfurt.
actually, and I think they're really good.
I think they're top 8 material if they play their best. Now, granted, they're a little cocky, and some of those mistakes that they make can be punished by better teams, but I also feel like on the big stage against better teams that they're likely to play a little more disciplined. Z-Talk might get caught top lane, though. Ice Blast going to connect, and that's the death of the Tusk. So, Unknown will now look to their TA to be the big damage during the mid-game, as they have been slightly slowed down on some of these other heroes.
Storm is going to be going for Bloodstone first, and this is Unknown is really the only team that I can think of that's still consistently picking Storm, but they only pick it now in games where they think it can do a lot of work, and there's not a ton of control for the Storm in this game, so I think this is definitely one where if he gets that Bloodstone, gets a couple charges on it, he's going to be able to run amok in fights and pretty much do whatever he wants.
If he ever gets a Lincoln Sphere, he's almost immortal, barring he wastes all his mana or something like that. Easy Roshan for Unknown. They will give up a tier 1 for this top, so a bit of a trade going the way of DC. But your Templar Assassin now back on top of net worth, still there with the Alchemist.
That's insane.
Bottom tower is under attack.
16 minutes and she has the same farm as a Max Greevil's Greed Radiance Alchemist.
Who got a couple bounty runes. Not a ton, but a couple.
We'll see what Unknown can
Ancients
do
are
now.
pretty valuable, man.
I mean, now that they have the Aegis and they have the Blink Dagger and they have the Desolator, you have to imagine they're going to be looking to play more aggressively.
Yeah, I would expect to see some smoke ganks relatively soon. You don't want this to just be an endless farm war versus Alk. If possible, at least do a little bit to slow him down.
Radiant's bottom tower
But
is
we will
under
see.
attack.
As
Radiant's
Unknown
structures
moves through their own jungle, rolling onto TC. Jumping forward, your TA, bam! Now the Chain Cross comes out, and that used to be an Alchemist. Dead to rights, they don't even have a need to cast the Doom here, who is now going to complete his drums. Unknown.
Radiant's
Just
bottom
crushing.
tower is under
Yeah, this is
attack.
when Unknown played their best, when they get this early advantage on a couple heroes and then just start playing extremely aggressively, and Bloodstone is done.
Dire's middle tower
I
is
don't
under
think there's.
He-
I think
he
DC
got
are just going to lose to these cores.
I thought he was struggling in the laning stage. He was pretty far down on Bulba, but you wouldn't know it now, and that's the one issue with the core Enchantress for me, is that you have a good lane, but you have to just dominate from there, or you're going to fall off in terms of net worth. Bulba did his job in lane. He's even 3-1 and 2, but you just look at the CS department, it doesn't compare. 59 CS to 120 on the TA, 103 on the Storm. Hell, even the Doom up at 86. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you do need to go Midas on Enchantress.
Seems like you might have to.
He's got a little cardy. Very cute stuff.
For his own personal tower killer.
Radiant structures
We were
are
joking that if
fortified.
Doom devours Cardi, he should gain siege capabilities. That would be
I'm
pretty.
on board.
That would be pretty silly.
I mean, might as well just make him more broken, right? just keep
Radiant's top tower has
make
fallen.
it so no team ever lets him.
He
through
gains
the
a
draft.
ranged attack that also does extra damage to buildings.
Perfect.
Sounds like something that probably should be added for Doom, you know? This hero
Just to make sure he's really,
this hero's not really
he's
that
really
good.
viable for tier 1, you know? Just give him that little buff.
I miss seeing Doom, dude, you know? I need a little more of him in my life. Ice Blast trying to slow down the push, but the teams continue to trade, but
They killed two towers in like 35 seconds.
and now they're going to make their move on the Bulba bottom lane. Enchantress in a bit of danger. Ice Blast was still going, but now the Blink Dagger is available. Blinking forward. Very slow on the auto attack damage, but that's because the Storm's coming in, gets off the pull, and Bulba gets slowly withered down, though he's not dead yet. The long-range Walrus Punch. Man, he's Stretch Armstrong here or something, but maybe they've overextended. Tia has the Aegis, comes back with a fresh life, but they're going to have a Nether String available for round 2. They need more backup. The Chain Frost is also online, and they got to find a way to get this off of multiple heroes. Blinking and jumping forward into the trees, hunting for AO 2000, who gets off a beautiful Ice Blast. Nope, not beautiful at all, actually. Only hitting Ryo. Looks like it could have been amazing. They will lose the Doom, though. And now, TA on cleanup duty, but can't really deal with Bulba too well. 3-for-2 exchange. Kataro makes it a 3-for-3. With the Aegis also pop, not too shabby. And Bulba will TPY. He is quite hard to kill.
He is very hard to kill. But the thing is that the fight ends and one team is missing, both are 1 and they're 2, and one team is not. So still overall, I think an advantage.
Yeah, they lose.
round.
That's a good point. They lose the Alk, they lose the Razor. Sure, they get the Midas on Aoi, but these cores are dying a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, Aoi has a Midas, but he's just going to be getting 2-shot by the...
Oh, no, he's not. He's going to be hiding in the fountain.
It's just, yeah.
That's
just
the long-term game plan for Aoi here.
use the Midas and then go hide.
No, I mean, oh, she's got a death zone. This is where she could potentially just one-shot Enchantress.
What, if you get like a crit?
Yeah, then you don't care about the attack speed slot. You just get that first shot off.
I wonder if there's... I mean, I guess he's not going to get BKB since he didn't buy it, but...
He definitely could.
He definitely could have gotten BKB.
I just feel like this is a game where you're really snowballing.
You're so far ahead, and you're like, might as well just start one-shotting people. So he's going to go buy, I guess, a Demon Edge right now after he farms more Ancients.
Man, I really thought that Aoi Ice Blast was going to hit 3 or 4 heroes, but
They just split up. Alpha split.
it was good positioning, too. And it was also good play by Attune to try to hunt him in the trees. And, you know, there is... Well, it's either... It could be an MKB as well, because there's already a Halberd up. Actually, maybe MKB is the choice. Still, though, another damage item coming
Yeah,
soon.
regardless, it's an item that's going to make it easier for the TA to start one-shotting people.
Yeah, the Doom available. Trying to bait the Razor in. Already the charge coming through. We'll connect Oryo. Damage begins to be leached. The ultimate's already flowing from Razor, and Hoshimiki will go down. Not have a Chain Frost ready. But Kataro, ooh! He wanted that one. He's a bit low on mana. Is he going to actually chase here? Z-Talk also joining the fray. They get the Doom off. Now that the Razor ult's down, he's barely vulnerable, very squishy.
He is dead.
He has the Halberd, though, and the evasion's helping out a lot here until TI shows up and blasts his head off. Now Bulba trying to TP out. Level Death will cancel that. And off with your head, too, sir, is probably the call. Buryu with a nice charge, but into the waiting arms of Attune God. Walrus Punch, and dead. I think Doom got a crit there on the auto attack.
Yeah, Unknown is just so savage, man. They just keep playing aggressively, keep pushing, keep putting the pressure on here,
And now the MKB.
MKB it
Didn't
is.
even have it for that fight. Sheesh. He's still ahead in net worth of the Alchemist.
that makes no sense to me.
I'm baffled.
I guess he's just been killing.
He's
so
been
many
killing
heroes.
so many people. He also got a bunch of Ancients, which are worth more gold per creep. CC. Getting pulled in here and focus. He may just die to... Yeah, he will die to a Lich in a Storm.
That's not good.
I think,
Not good, LD.
think you're on point there.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say about that. It's not good. This game
Alk,
feels like it's
I
just
just-
going to become impossible for DC.
I just don't feel the Alk picks right now.
I'm not feeling him either.
Maybe there's a different way to use him. I know Monkey Business was one of the big teams that had success with him, but... And I did not actually get to watch any of their games in the qualifiers, but
Yeah,
with them it seemed more about getting the Ags for like a game-breakingly good hero, like the same way Secret did with the Venomancer.
Yeah.
Monkey Business would do with the Necrophos and just win the game by catching your team off guard. Chunking down Buryu as he dares to leave the base. Unknown in the driver's seat now at 23 minutes.
I mean, I was gonna say maybe like ban TA against Unknown, but he has like a couple really strong heroes. It's not just TA. His Shadow Fiend is really good.
They definitely could have tried to shut down the Ancients
I think
more.
I think you need to actively, even if you just put, I think even if you don't block it, you just try to block it. If they deward it, then you just try to steal it.
Or at least get vision so that you
Yeah,
can
so you can interrupt
try to
them
gank.
or-
Yeah, when she goes for it. But Was uncontested.
So instead, he's 8-0 with 16,000 net worth at 23 minutes. And his 2-shot and creep waves.
And I mean, it's not like Doom and Storm are struggling by any means. Storm almost has an Orchid.
Yeah, I just don't see how DC can really defend against this. They don't have enough control for the, both the TA and the Storm. Plus, Doom is going to start coming down on Razor and Enchantress in fights, and then whichever one gets Doom is basically useless. Razor still had a little bit of utility in the last fight since he got his ulti off, but if he gets Doom before that, does the Doom have a Blink Dagger?
Yeah.
He does. Okay, that's what I thought.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I wonder at what point Unknown decide that they can just go high ground. They've only one tower remains here outside the DC base. They are moving into position for a potential gank. In fact, the charge is going on to Z-Talk, but that, to me, is not the hero you want to be diving towers for.
No.
Not with TA, Doom, and Storm ready. That's the other thing. You get aggressive, TA and Storm come.
Are just gonna murder
You're not
you.
running. Like, you're really not escaping from these guys. I'm still waiting to see what TC's greater impact on the game will be. As he is going Octarine, so he's fully committing to the farm build.
It's gonna take him a while to really have an impact on this game, which means that maybe
He has
Unknown
7
is under
armor.
it.
So TA, God, she's got minus 15 armor, and she's got a DD rune plus a BKB now grabbed. So not gonna take the Ice Blast damage. Doesn't. I guess there's impetus is the one kind of nice thing here, but honestly, Bulba's just dying to this TA, not attacking. Storm jumping forward though, and will dodge away from a charge, but the Ice Blast connects on Z-Talk. TA might be getting into position now. Attune looks to move in. Just retreat though. So when one of them dies, it's only a support.
Radiant's middle tower is
Not
under
too
attack.
shabby for Unknown.
Roshan is an option now for Unknown. I mean, they can do it so quickly that it doesn't take that much of an opening for them to really just sneak in there and kill it.
Maybe it doesn't take any opening, Greg.
Maybe it takes nothing. Maybe the TA just has it all.
Maybe TA just is entitled to a free Aegis at her leisure, at her pleasure, right now.
Appears like that's going to be the case. I mean, look how much damage she has.
That shot right there, that meld shot, just did like 15% of Roshan's health. Yeah.
Look at how much damage that is. That's 400. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. They're going on Hoshimiki, or rather Hoshimiki's going on Yuar as he engages with a Glimmer Cape.
Get him!
Storm's ready to jump in. There's the big bad Shade Frost that
Oh, that was
doesn't
some
do
unlucky
anything,
bounces.
but that's okay. Storm's arrived as well. They're going to jump Yuar, pull him back in, wrangle him, and should be going down. He has the evasion, but not enough to live. Meanwhile, TA could pop the BKB here if he wants to secure this Bulba kill, but feels he doesn't need it. Instead has a haste, continues to rush forward. Meld available, and, well, Bulba actually surviving pretty well. Attune could have just BKB'd and gotten that kill easily, but opting not to. As Veryu will be the next casualty of war. 10 Bloodstone charges and counting for Katara.
I don't think that. I mean, this game is not unwinnable for DC, but
It's
going to
pretty
take a
freaking hard.
long time because the Alk is now just got his Octarine, so I mean, I guess he just farms up an Ags now for the AA or the Enchantress.
Well, AA got a Midas and just by a Ghost Scepter. So they're going high ground. We're talking about
We're
farming
talking
items.
about 10 minutes in the future, and
You talking about
Unknown
items?
is like, oh, we're going to end the game now.
Yeah. Attune breaches the base. He's got Kataro and Z-Talk at his side, and they get aggressive here. Bulba try to zone people back with imps, but a nice dodge. In fact, may pull Bulba, dragging him back. They glimmer the TA, who just continues hitting the Rex. Really doesn't care. Range Rex dropping quickly. They're going to have to let this go, it seems. In fact, jumps on AOI. Ghost Scepter used to get him out safely for now, but Yuar also needs to be careful. He's trapped a bit.
What a
Bulba
hero TA is.
really is such a hero. No? Thinking about the Nether Strike. Storm looking to Remnant dodge that potential Nether Strike. It will chain down the TA, but has the BKB still. The Chain Frost also begins to bounce. The melee Rex nearly finished to BKB and can go hard in the paint. Blinks out, wants to run. Taking a lot of damage, though.
Needs
TA
to make a
will go
decision.
down. They did not finish the Rex. Sloppy play here by Unknown.
kind of wallowed
Good
back and
catch
forth
as well
there.
by DC.
Alk also just got 1,000 gold extra for that kill.
They're not done yet. They're jumping onto Z-Talk. Caught out. Ice Blast. Will hit. And that might be enough for the kill. He's the gem carrier. Pretty big deal if he dies.
hope. Well, we'll see if he makes it out.
Yeah, it's a charge. Level Death comes in trying to cancel it.
Now that the Shatter's gone, Bulba's here now as well.
Yeah, it could buy back, but probably not worth it.
Storm's here. That's all they're gonna need. Well, he has a lot of mana. How many Bloodstone charges at this point? 7. Falling down a bit.
Looking for Bulba. They jump forward with the Doom, pulling Bulba back in into a Remnant, but he continues to heal. He's ever so tanky. The Level Death almost enough to get the kill. Not quite, though. And now re-engages with the Impetuses, and will get Kataro chain bashing him down. Ryo could be next. DC finding the pickoffs here and turning this game. Get 4 heroes. It looks like Hoshimiki was the lone survivor through it all. Gonna Glimmer. Head for the side shot. No.
That's a step in the right direction for DC, but I think even winning that fight does not really, like, doesn't change that much in terms of where the game is at.
Could make things more interesting. Alk, what's he building? Okay, Alk into the AC. Yawar into the Ags. So not gonna wait to be pulled one. And they do get a Lotus Orb.
That's really, really good on Enchantress.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So I guess really the only thing that's going to kill her is nukes, so Lotus Orb helps that a lot.
The Lotus Orb snowball mechanic is always entertaining.
UI continuing to push out here. He's still very far away from his Aghanims, but he's had to make a stop for the Ghost Scepter so he doesn't just get one shot by TA in fights. AC is finished up for TC.
Yeah, I really like the way DC are itemizing. Ghost Scepter, a nice cheap item. TA, yeah, could buy a Diffusal, but generally it's just not an item you go for. And nobody else is looking to pick one up right now.
So what's the best chance now for Unknown to try to get this game tilting back in their favor? I think you just try to execute some pickoffs with the Storm and TA. I mean, with the Blink and Long Range Zap, you should be able to pick someone off pretty easily.
Yeah, you try to get a pick, use Doom and Storm, and then on the back of that, you go for that lane of Rex. Are moving out in the mid lane. TA will slaughter the creep wave. Yeah, I think just wait for next Roche. You can ninja it super quickly. Try not to get ganked in the meanwhile, and then you go find that pick and take one back.
They're going to execute onto Z-Talk. There's a huge smoke for just this kill, though. Easily gone, but they committed 4 heroes to that.
Well, still a nice pick off again. DC starting to find their footing here in game number 3.
Yeah, it feels like the game is kind of getting more back to the tempo that DC are looking for, but it might be too little too late. We'll find out soon.
We haven't seen Doom in his prime yet. You give this guy the refresher, and he gets off 2 decent refreshers. The game's, or sorry, 2 separate Dooms on different targets, and the game gets a lot more tricky.
Yeah, I mean, if he actually does get a refresher and he just dooms the Alk and the TA, I don't really see how DC could possibly win a fight. Or sorry, Alk and Enchantress, or Alk and Razor even. The thing is, the reason that dooming the Enchantress makes sense is just because they don't have a lot of other ways to kill her. And, you know, obviously the passive gets stable, they'll be able to bring it down easily, but you can definitely also see an argument for dooming Razor. But I think Alk you pretty much have to doom as well. So, quick pause. Buryu has
Can
exited and
DC
re-entered.
complete the transformation, Greg? Can they bounce back here?
And it would be a very frustrating time to do it, as I'm sure they would have rather have won their major game, but
Yeah, you win this match, you're just thinking, man,
it's just like,
why don't we play like that
fine,
on the major?
but yeah, why didn't we do this 3 days ago or 2 days ago or whatever it was?
That's the worst part. It's so fresh in their memory. But they'll take what they can get here as DC move forward. Remember, they do have an Ags on the Razor. Everyone's
They
going to
can
respond.
kill buildings very, very quickly, but I'm a little afraid that DC overextends here. And
You're against Storm
wipes.
TA. This is super risky.
This is traditionally what DC the DC of 2 days ago would never have even vaguely considered making this high ground play.
They're going to go for it. Lotus Orb up on TC. Level Death gets cast, and he scurries back. But they're still engaging now. Storm ready to jump in at any moment. DC pretty sure Unknown is not going to let them have the Rex for free. They march in again. Chemical Rage up in 15 seconds. Range is about to fall. And they are engaging now. Storm volleying his way forward. The snowball goes through into the back lines. The TA engages. He's got a stealth stun, and that sets up the TA for a lot of damage with the Chain Frost bouncing. They've doomed Yawar. TC fairly durable. Storm with the big backline jump. Actually balling past the enemy team. TA's BKB is worn off. They've only gotten the Razor kill so far, and they're going to lose Hoshimiki. That's 2 heroes down. They might lose a third.
I think DC won.
DC getting the pick off. Storm trying to cut the wave, but the damage may have already been done. Now the TA forced back. They get aggressive here. Rhino getting chunked down by the impetus damage. At the same time, TA also being forced back. They both will survive, and Storm falls in, killing off the catapult. But too little, too late. The hero creep does its work.
They did indeed win the fight.
So a full lane of Rax, just arranged overall. Advantage DC.
I'm pretty surprised that they actually were able to win that fight. I guess, honestly, a lot of it comes down to that Lotus Orb. I mean, you Lotus Orb Alk, and he can just walk up the hill. There's not that much they can really do to him.
I really don't think Razor is the Doom target.
No, I don't think so either. I think you need
Enchantress,
to Doom Enchantress.
Honestly, even AA could be really good if you get him before the Ice Blast comes out.
Yeah. I mean, because if you Doom Razor, because you assume when he walks up the high ground like that, he's already going to have used his ult, so you might as well Doom someone else. I mean, he's good, but the other thing is that TA can kill the Razor without much of a problem, where, you know, the Alk is healing a shitload and has a stun, and the Enchantress can't really die to the TA right now unless they have a couple hits. So I agree with you.
Glad to hear it, Greg.
Harmony. Harmony and decisions. Both in harmony that we should flame Rob.
Rob's awake now.
He's back on point.
Butterfly is now online for a tune. So despite being down late of Rax, his farm progresses. Still slipping behind the Alk now, though. 28k. Has he fed an Ags to anyone yet?
I don't think so.
No. Who do you go for first here?
AA.
AOI is pretty close to
Although,
his own.
yeah, he almost has his, so I guess... I don't know. No, I mean, I guess everyone else already has theirs. Does Bulba have one?
Oh, they've seen heroes, and they're going to jump in. They doom Yawar again. Well, this time he did not pop the ultimate, so at the very least, he's going to be at low factor in this fight. Bulba getting chased out. They finish off the Razor, looking for AOI as well. Better initiation for Nona, and now they start cleaning up. 3 dead. A buyback on the Razor. What can he do? What can he offer? TC left to his own devices, focusing the sigil, but they're going to turn and re-engage. Beautiful shards catch. Then the Walrus Punch comes through, and TC gets chunked down for 80 seconds. Unknown. Do they go Roche?
And these scrappy fights on the terms of Unknown are just so bad for DC. Now they're going to lose Roche, too. And what became a game that was looking pretty good for DC now looks like Unknown are one push away from taking it.
That was a very costly buyback now. Yawar's item progression really still halted, and one more death on him, and that may actually cost them.
I mean, they're probably just going to push down middle here. They can pressure top a little bit as well, but top is so pushed out that they don't even want to go back and get it. Their creeps will naturally push it out, but...
Unknown will take the tier 2. Not sure they go high ground, though. Everybody respawning soon. They don't have the whole team here. Lich off on playing defense.
I think you just get the tower and then maybe go hide in the woods and try to get a pick or something. Hide in the ancients or something like that. Or just kill the ancients. That's a good thing.
Somebody lose a gem on this Radiant side. I'm not sure who this is. No, it is Etox.
Continuing forward here. If this game continues taking, you know, I mean, if this game goes late enough, there's definitely a chance that DC will farm their way back into this. And we saw that if they get a good fight on their terms with their setup, they can win the fight as well. But now Storm does have a Hex. That should help quite a bit.
This will give them some added control over the Enchantress, who last fight was totally shut down. Because TA BKB jumped on the Enchantress, just hit her once with Meld and an auto tech, and Bulba had to run. He wasn't able to tank through it, so then the rest of the team got isolated.
Looks like Glimmer Cape for the Tusk.
Already has the Solar Crest as well. No MKBs up yet on DC side, and Alk becoming a little slot limited now. Can get rid of the treads, has room for one more item. Normally it's the Abyssal here, but then he's pretty much done for himself.
I think that there's definitely a point where you sell the Radiance and the Manta, and once you build up like a huge bank and you buy like a Blink and
Maybe MKB for the Solar Crest.
MKB could be fine too.
BKB he also kind of
probably reasonable.
BKB, yeah.
But I mean, the Radiance is not that good compared to the items you could get. You just need it to get the farm, you know. So eventually he'll probably sell that. If the game.
It does help them push out the lanes a bit, but if it comes to pure raw combat, yeah, that's where maybe he doesn't sell these items, but he just stashes them for the fight.
That's fine too. But
That's all down the road.
Only a couple thousand up on the TA. It really shows you how farmed this TA is. He always seems to get this farm too. Every game I've watched, he bought like a moon shard that one game. It's like, how the hell did he get enough money for a moon shard?
Speaking of which, he can buy one right now if you want.
I mean,
a little risky.
What do you get rid of? You sell the bots, I guess? Or you sell your treads, get bots, and then just consume a moon shard?
I think so. Late game, maybe you replace the Deso with a Daedalus. Also bear in mind that he has the Alpha Aura.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage, 30%. Smoking up.
Oh, my man Lich.
Looking for blood. Has his own Aghanims. Gonna Aghanim some Ancients? This is not the right
Uh-oh, TC. This is the big catch, and he's completely caught out. Doomed and snowballed on insta-gift. Has the buyback. May need to use it immediately because they're diving. They're hunting for Bulba. That big crit comes through. Not enough to finish off Bulba, but enough to force him back. And now the Chain Frost bounces to the creep. And back to Bulba. And back again. Boom, boom, bang, bang. Down he goes.
So
and now
unlucky.
you are next. It looks like. Trap dropping.
Don't think he's no
making TP.
it out.
No escape. Mid lane is pushing. Can they get this first lane of Rex?
Yeah, I think they're just going to push through top and get another lane.
He can go home, push out mid, and get a BOTs.
Alpha bought back. Just now. I think they just want to push it out, but
So I think TA clears this wave and then buys BOTs.
And then just goes back.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I like that play. No Detox will get caught by a stun, but Storm jumps forward. He's the Aegis carrier, still Hex online as well. And TC engages, starts welcoming into the slap chop, has the Aegis the second life available. Lotus Orb was there, and they get off the Hex. TA working on the objectives, unknown. No, he doesn't actually finish the Rex. He starts getting chain stun, forced back a bit. The Chain Frost lobbed out once more, though, and it doesn't bounce that much. They got the Rex. Now they just want to get the hell out. It looks like they will.
Time to evacuate.
Oh, they got what they came for. They forced out the Alk buyback. Enchantress also having a buyback. And they still get objectives.
4,500 gold. It just seems like every time you look at this TA, he's close to getting another item. It's insane.
It's like normally the Alk is that hero, but he's only even with TA.
Quick pause. Probably for, if I had to guess, ping or internet-related issues. But Alchemist is going for the Abyssal next, so pretty standard for his 6th item. If he does adjust some slots after that, we'll just have to see. But he's going to keep these for a while, I think, to build up a bank. Who do you think's going to win?
I think unknown.
Me too. I think it's just too easy to lose to the TA. Like, you make one mistake or you take one fight that's not quite right, and then the TA
whole
just
draft,
kills you.
really. Doom, Storm, and TA.
Yeah.
These are heroes that just punish overextension so incredibly hard, and they've got way more burst than DC. I think DC are at their best when you push into them, where they get the acid spray drop. They can chuck out an ice blast and kind of fight on their own terms. But to me, if it's one of these chaotic fights outside the base, unknown should win those the vast majority of the time. And it also helps that they're the team with the gem and the storm, so they have the better vision, the better map control, and well, what do you know, Greg? They're also leading by a crap load of gold, up 17,000.
There was a mint there where it looked
22,000.
but that ended quickly.
Man, look at this graph. That is ridiculous. That was like 33 minutes.
Yeah, it was not very long. I mean, they got that string of kills when they pushed high ground. And then
I think this is missing quite a few, but
yeah, that does not look quite right.
I don't know how that thing works, but half the time I see like a bunch of kills missing. Just Volvo things.
Just reborn things.
Well, it's been there since
it's been broken. That's probably
first one.
I guess I don't really pay attention to those dots that much, but it could have been broken for a while.
So yeah, TA mood shards next. Then I guess you decide if you want to replace an item.
So far, God. Double damage rune.
Oh, hey, rune of many winds.
Well, I see a line being drawn. Is it pick up the double damage and end the game?
Ideal scenario is the rest of the team gets the lane pushed in, and then TA joins you with the DD runes, so that she doesn't waste her time. running to the bottom lane.
Has the bots, so can definitely make that play happen.
Oh boy.
God. I actually completely forgot about the Doom.
Doom has really not been a big factor in this game, but he's going to be moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible not to be if you Doom 2 people. Like,
even if it's just 2 supports. Or
yeah,
like a
it doesn't
Razor.
really matter who it is, but you're basically just taking 2 heroes out of the game, and that certainly makes things more difficult.
All right. Shoving in the bottom lane now with the DD in mid lane, pushing, but still at the river. Unknown have the potential to try and force the issue. And they want to. Leaping in again. Attune. Feeling it. Confident. Ready to strut up.
Yeah, I think he's going to see how this next fight goes and then decide what his next item will be. But now he has the double damage rune. It's time to just... Oh my god. That's dirty. It's actually dirty.
Damage.
He's going to blink away from the Ice Blast, actually. Still gets the debuff.
Hitting for about 600 damage a pop until the DD wears off. Still very healthy around
Casual.
400. And yeah, just the casual double doom. Bulba, get back in the well. Yeah, TC, you too.
Yep.
We're just going to take your base. Now they spin
Game's
on
over,
mid.
boys. Double doomed. You don't do anything. See you later.
Look at this
Thanks
nonsense.
for playing.
They still have almost half the doom duration down, but they're going to try to fight it out.
They're going to come back and
at least
stop,
a little bit.
stop
Attune
doing
has the
stops.
BKB available. Not yet popping. He's going to get frozen. How to play. So insta buyback. This could be a very bad fight if they're not careful. Storm caught out. Has the cheese. Needs to
back.
pop it. TA's bought back. TA's going to die again. Is this a throw? Attune. This might be the throw.
God.
Dead for 2 minutes. That is a major mistake. That is maybe a game-losing mistake.
That feels like a game-losing mistake. They do have 3 buybacks on the other 3
They have
heroes.
4 buybacks.
Yeah, the 3 dead heroes
That's
all have it,
super
but-
cocky. There is... I wouldn't say there's... like. I wouldn't say you never buy back there, but there's no rush to buy back
Yeah,
there.
but at that point you have 2 lanes of racks. Like, what's the rush?
Oh, okay. Say goodbye to your creep wave. You're not pushing. That's one way to do it. Still good decision-making overall by the team, even when the TA gets a little cocky. Flop down an observer ward. Also, I think they lost the gem in that fight.
They're just trying to throne it.
And yeah, DC are going to go for it. Doom may need to buy back now. Remember, he's not going to have any Dooms for a bit. 1 Doom in 16. Storm engaging onto Buryu. Jumping deeper. Has to be careful of TC's lockdown, though. DC, march in again.
Now we're really going to see how much control do they have for the Storm. Creeps are in the base.
They step up and look to engage. Storm not going to have to walk back, and they've already taken down 1 tier 4, looking for additional. The glyph gets popped, but Ryo gets focused. He may die. Gets the Doom off on the Razor, and now the Chain Frost bounces here. They're back to him again. The secret carry Lich emerges. They take down 1, looking for additional TC. Still the Slapshot Master. He's been bashed once. He's held in place by Cold Feet. He just manages the ball out in the nick of time. Away, and maybe gets Buryu too. A couple more auto techs, finishing off the Spear Breaker mid-charge. The team hanging on. Who needs the Templar Assassin? But they keep on going. Snowball there with a Lotus Orb online. Onto Z-Talk. TC jams it in with the stun. And now Lich. 27 seconds till the ultimate. That's a dieback on the tusk. This might be a throw by Unknown.
Yeah,
This
feeling
might be over, Greg. I
TA's back
think
in 7 seconds.
I think they actually just got too cocky, and they have been punished. Rolling in. Kataro tries to hang on. Not 100% over, but TC looks to end it right now. TA needs to clean this one up, but with the Abyssal Blade, has to be careful. There's no MKB here. TC does it, slapping down the throne. Unknown. Throw this game away and feed it to DC on what can only be described as a silver platter.
Yeah, that was just a throw of pretty epic proportions. The only thing they had to do was keep the TA.
They could have just backed after 2 lanes of
they
racks
got
as well.
2 lanes of racks. Like, you're up a lane of racks, just lax. But instead, he buys back, BOT's into the fight.
Probably a good
dies
time to have one of these
immediately.
games before the major.
Yeah, maybe
You
they
know?
learn their lesson.
This is where, like, maybe you have a little, like, team powwow
It's
and
like,
say,
"All right, guys."
okay, let's take it easy.
No more throwing.
I'm not sure if they have a coach, but if they do, this would be a great time to slap your
They
players
don't even
around.
have a manager.
Okay.
So, I
Well,
would
maybe
doubt
they
it.
should have one. Germany's a scary place.
That's true. But, well, Unknown lost. Unfortunately, not at a great time for DC to win this series, as
They've got to just be thinking,
they've got to
man,
be
what
like,
if that
God
was...
damn it. Couldn't we have done this 2 days ago?
So we're going to take a look at the brackets here in the moment, guys, but that does wrap up the American coverage for today with this win. Unknown drops down, and Digital Chaos will move on to face HCWP. Greg, your team. They took down the Wolves yesterday.
They sure did.
Winner of that's going to play the winner of Cloud9 versus Root. So one of those 4 teams has a very good shot at coming to LAN. Only the first place team in America makes it.
Yeah, I see how it is.
Unless CG declines their invite. Still waiting for confirmation.
Still waiting.
there.
For
Charlie.
God damn it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Man, I can't believe Unknown lost that game.
That it happens.
I'm
they're
sure
young,
they're just
but
like, meh, whatever.
that was just.
They're really young. I didn't even know. Like,
How old are they? Like average?
they're all like 18
15
to 20
to
or,
18?
yeah, or
18
like
to 20. Okay.
at most.
So, I still think an incredibly individually talented team when they're not playing cocky. Great decision making, but this was a moment where young hot-headed players.
Occasionally, you just throw. You know.
You keep on playing like they do, I guess it's going to happen. So maybe a wake-up call for them.
Yep.
All right, guys, with that wraps up our deciding game 3. Be sure to follow Greg here at WhatIsHipTV, myself if you'd like as well, at LD Dota. I believe we are off from Summit casting until after the MLG event. So be sure to check it out. Coddle Guy and Merlini will be there on behalf of BTS. Coddle Guy, I think, hosting the panel, doing some interviews. Merlini just talking about Dota and sounding smart like he always does. So.
Pretty normal for him.
Pretty standard Ben Wu stuff. So, guys, thank you for joining us. We'll take a break. We'll try to stay focused here. We'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.